Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Picture Palace podcast. Today we're going to be doing a commentary track on Batman Forever, carrying on our look at the Batman franchise. And with me to carry on that look is Graeme Mason. Graeme, how are you doing?
Not bad, thanks.
What have you been up to?
Just this and that.
Okay. It's been a little while since we've done the last commentary track on Batman Returns. I had planned to do the Batman Forever commentary track for its anniversary. Okay, Graeme, it's a bit of a classic question for us now, but what are your earliest memories of Batman Forever?
Right, I remember for this one I would have been in P7.
Okay.
Which is 12 or 13 years old for Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And
as our Americans listening. Didn't realise we had that kind of reach.
And I obviously remember the hype. Well, I remember pretty clearly the build up to it. I remember finding out Val Kilmer was cast.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really know Top Gun, but I think I might have watched it again or bits of it just to see what he looked like. Thought he looked cool. Wasn't sure about the blonde hair, but thought he could be a good Batman. And merchandise, I don't remember much apart from like magazines and books. I seem to remember a lot of magazines, sticker albums and stuff like that. Not many toys, apart from maybe the Batmobile, but I think that may be after it came out. And obviously the U2 song, but again I don't remember if that was before or after the film.
I believe it was before the film.
Yeah, because you've seen bits of the film in the video for the song, so it was a novelty to see it.
I believe that was part of the hype.
The opening night of it seemed like a big deal, like a big event, really busy. And this is the first film I've ever seen at cinema more than once.
Okay, well, that's a good fact.
3 times.
A good piece of Graeme Mason trivia there.
What do you remember?
I think what I remember, thanks for asking, is that I remember Val Kilmer, but not from Top Gun. I don't even remember looking him up. What I remember him from was my dad was a fan of Tombstone.
Alright.
And I believe I knew Val Kilmer from that, but I don't know how much I was connecting the two.
Had you seen it?
I'd seen bits of it. I mean, I'd watched it probably in its entirety, but I remembered bits of it, and I remember thinking he was the coolest thing about it, which I probably stand by. Myself
and another friend cut out a picture of him from the paper just to look at it.
That's a bit disturbing, bit like the Riddler in Batman Forever. The other thing I was going to say, based on what you had said, was that there was a reason there was not a lot of toys kicking around for this film.
Was there?
Yep. The fallout from Batman Returns, which is why we have our director here today.
Because I still feel like around that time I remember a lot of the animated toys being around, but I definitely don't remember any. Did they catch up on it eventually?
They eventually catched up on it, and they tried to make their money big time with Batman and Robin, which we'll come on to talk to probably in a couple of years at this pace. But so let's cut to the chase here. How did you respond to this film?
At the time I thought it was brilliant. It would have been exactly the right age, I think, for it. Maybe 12. So I think I would have been the target audience. I think I wanted to like it, and I think I did at the time. And I have opinions on it since.
Well, don't tell us what they are, because we'll find out as we go.
But at the time I thought it was excellent.
Okay. I basically came out of the cinema, shirt off, rolled up movie magazine under my arm, saying Tim Who. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Like, I was basically clapping, like standing up and clapping in the cinema. We'll see if that opinion still holds today. I remember seeing it more than once in the cinema as well, interestingly enough. There's another reason I was excited about this film. We talked about Val Kilmer, but it probably wasn't the main draw for us at that period, would it have been?
Guess I don't know.
No! Oh God. Who was a big star at the time, who's also Jim Carrey, had just come off the back of Ace Ventura, The Mask.
I think it was just those two at that
point. Those two.
Dumb and Dumber wasn't it? I don't think.
Okay, so quite a few.
I could be wrong.
What we're trying to say is we were living in the era of Jim.
It was peak Jim.
And at the time,
he was getting 20 million a pop.
That's crazy. Yeah, I remember that being big news. That was big news. And I think a lot of parents were upset about that. That seemed to be the thing. I remember my dad, my mum, thinking that he was outrageously overpaid. At the time, I thought, that's crazy. This man's clearly a genius. We'll see if that opinion holds up as well. Okay, without further ado, shall we?
Let's go.
Go ahead and watch Batman Forever.
To the Batcave.
Back to the Batcave. I am pressing the play button now. Ooh. I always find talking over the credits the hardest bit, because there's not really a lot to work with. Although the morphing of the Warner Brothers logo into the Bat logo is very nice.
I found this quite scary in the cinema for some reason. This intro.
Yeah, it's got a bit of an ominous vibe to it.
The music's a bit sinister at the very beginning.
It's funny you should say that, as Joel Schumacher's name appears on the screen. So as we pointed out in the opening, that Tim Burton is no longer behind the helm. He's in a production role, but I think that is in name alone. I think that basically means he gets money.
So he did literally nothing.
As far as I understand it, he approached Warner Brothers with a new idea for a Batman 3. They said, no thanks, Tim. How about this? We give you some money to go away and you sign off on Joel Schumacher doing it. And that's what happened.
I know this is a bit inane, but I quite like the fact that they each have their own colour for the name. Do you know, like Jim
when the
Carrey's
credits are coming up on screen.
I like that.
I wonder if it's kind of an update of the Superman credits. Got that sort of 3D thing coming towards the screen. It's quite nice. Yeah. And again, it was pretty exciting at the time. I'm not sure about the font in hindsight. Right.
I think this is still good. One of the great getting ready openings. Well, I know it's got the kind of camp element of focusing on.
Let's not get bogged down on the close-ups of bottoms and such the like, because it's done to death.
Apart from that, I think this is good. I think this is one of the. This definitely has the feeling of cutting in on an ongoing adventure.
Do
you know what I mean? That he already exists.
Right. Well, that's quite interesting because this is something that I wanted to talk to you about specifically. I don't know if this is going to make me sound a bit vain, but I re-listened to our Batman Returns commentary before this, and what I noticed that it was you were incessantly bringing up the fact that it was taking so long for Batman to get on the screen.
Yeah.
Here we have him on the screen straight away. How do you find it?
I think this is brilliant. I think this is one of my favourite Batman intros. I like the fact that we just go straight into it.
I've heard it said that one of the reasons they did this was so that you might not notice a change behind the cowl.
Oh, right, okay.
That you go straight in with Batman with his mask on. And again, pre-internet, really, it's not inconceivable, not completely inconceivable that an audience might not care enough to know the difference.
But I also quite like the lack of explanation behind Two-Face or anything that he's doing. I know there's been some stuff cut that would have put it in a bit more context, but I just quite like the idea that he's always doing something like this. There's always a story going on and you're just cutting into one part of it.
It's kind of Bondian.
The other thing I was going to say about the opening there, one of the most annoying things about this film was the continuity of cast between the Burton film and this film.
Right, okay.
So it was so much better if it was just a clean cut completely. You'd have Burton, Schumacher, Nolan, Snyder, but this having the same Alfred and the same Commissioner Gordon links them in a way that just confuses things.
I think it's basically a soft reboot before the term soft reboot existed, isn't it? I mean, because you've got elements staying the same, like your Hingles, but you've also got issues involving tone, really. The tone straight away, like I'll Get Drive Through, all the colour here, Tommy Lee Jones's performance. It's slightly tonally different from what we'd seen before, and I think that's what the correction they wanted to make is. I think I've talked about this off air before, but the idea of the bat cycle between Batman being serious and camp, not a device that he rides on, but actually a cycle of Batman and how he's represented. I think the pendulum, or the cycle, the wheel of Batman is beginning to turn here, and we're going slightly back towards the camp, ever so slightly.
What did you think of Tommy Lee at the time, or what do you think now?
It's hard to say, really, because I understand why a lot of people hate the performance. I remember reacting, as I'm sure we'll talk about it later on, to the fact that he doesn't seem to possess the actual ailment that Two-Face is meant to have, either apart from the burns.
He's not schizophrenic anyway.
Yeah, he's not schizophrenic. But I actually quite enjoy the performance now. I think it's quite fun, and I certainly don't think it's the worst thing about this film.
I quite like it. I do remember thinking it seemed like he was just flipping that coin until he got the answer that he wanted, which made it seem totally irrelevant. But I quite like it now as well.
Yeah.
I even quite like the look.
Yeah, no, the look's quite good. It's again, I think Joel Schumacher's made this point himself, I think quite retrospectively, but is he not sort of argued that this is intentionally more like the 60s show?
Yeah. What do you think of the look of Gotham? Oh, it's lit.
Again, at the time I quite enjoyed it.
Think it looks a bit cheap?
Yes, but I think a lot of 90s films look a bit cheap. I don't know if that can necessarily be blamed specifically on Schumacher or anyone involved.
There's parts of it that look really good. I think the CGI looks really good.
Yeah, the CGI does look really good. I don't know how they've managed that, but the CGI holds up pretty well.
What about Kilmer's costume?
I don't know. I don't like it as much as the Keaton one, obviously, but it's
Not that different, though, is it?
Yeah, it's not different enough to make a big difference. What do you think, Kim Basinger in this role?
Well, she's not in the role.
Oh my god, I made a mistake.
But
Damn
Nicole
it.
Kidman's
Nicole
good.
Kidman, sorry.
There's not much to her role, is there?
I think it's quite fun. It feels like she knows the kind of film that she's in,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going along with it.
What about the action in this film? Don't you think it's the fighting's better? I don't know if it's the costume that's more easy to move in or something, but he seems a lot more mobile.
Yeah, he definitely seems more mobile. There's more going on. I would I'd stop short of calling it great action or anything like that, but it's certainly there is more action on display. I mean, it's not like John Woo is at work here.
Even what's happening here though, with the safe being taken out and taken up by a helicopter, nothing even close to that really happens in the other films, is it?
No,
in terms of like,
it's a lot more comic booky.
Yeah.
The guns with lights on them as well. How do you feel about that?
I quite like the way they look, even though I do think they are. I mean, they're silly, but I quite like that there.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I find this film really hard to judge. I don't know if it's sentimentality that makes me enjoy it as much as I do, but I certainly enjoy it, and its worst excesses are apparent to everyone, but there's also things here to recommend. And I wonder if this film gets worse criticism because of Batman and Robin, which comes later, or if it sometimes gets off a bit light. I'm not quite sure where that falls.
I'm the same. I don't know if it is nostalgia. I watch this film a lot, but
that run he does there is really funny.
I don't know if what I would think of it if I seen it today, but I think I would. I'm sure that I would quite like this if I seen it today, but I don't know.
I mean, keep in mind that when we did the Batman Returns commentary, we basically watched Michael Keaton sit in a chair for an hour and a half. This Batman's already moving around, and this safe bit is pretty cool. Even if this bank teller or security guard is overreacting a little bit.
It's probably good if it isn't Tim Burton, that it's going to be something completely different. It wouldn't be good to have Burton light.
Yeah. But isn't that what this is?
Do you think it is? Do you think this is like gothic? I mean,
I wouldn't say it's gothic, but I think they've kept a lot of the core Burton elements here.
Maybe. I think this looks quite good.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
How has this been done though? Is this a set or is this like CGI?
I'm not 100% sure. It's not CGI. This is all practical.
Right. Okay.
And maybe a bit of matte work. But it's just definitely a lot more dynamic, and the colours are pretty good as well. I don't think there's... I don't know. I don't think there's as much underneath this as, like, say, what we talked about with Returns. There's definitely not the sort of thematic elements running throughout it, and I think a lot of that stuff was here, and it left on the cutting room floor, which we'll talk about in later sections of the film.
I think it would be interesting to see though if a brighter, like a visually brighter Batman film like this could be done again and done better. Like parts of this remind me of the Lego Batman film.
Well, here's something very controversial I'm about to say. In terms of bright Batman films, I prefer this to him walking around in the daylight in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. That doesn't look great.
No, it does not. I think this... I don't know what the deal was, because I seem to remember being more excited about this than I was about Batman Returns release, but I guess that may be just an age thing.
I think that it was for me because I'd had much more awareness that this was on the way and that I was going to get to see it at the cinema and see it with friends and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Can you really blame Warner Brothers for saying, like, kids want to see this?
No.
They don't want to see a man eat a raw fish.
What do you think of Val Kilmer? Is he trying or not trying or what?
Right.
I know some people say he's not trying. And some people say he's like one of the best actors.
Well, one of the people that said he wasn't trying was Joel Schumacher. So I think we're going to have to take it on.
But he seems
take
to
it as read.
Reasonably fondly of it now. And you see him, but I don't know if that's because he has to, because he's like Comic Cons or something like that.
It's because he's at Comic Cons and he's gone mad. I don't think... from all accounts, I think he was very difficult on set. And what I was going to say earlier was, to me, and I don't know if this is controversial, he is the worst part of this film.
Right, okay.
I rank him as the worst Batman.
And do you think he's a good actor outside of this?
Yes, I love him as Doc Holliday. I don't love the Doors film, but he's good in it. He was good in Heat. Yep. Same year.
What, you think he's the worst Batman ever?
I think he's worse than George Clooney.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
I think I don't want to ruin what I think of Batman Forever, but I feel like I get more entertainment out of George Clooney, even though I don't think he's a good Batman either. I understand that this is more like Batman, but I can't help it.
Do you think he could have been a good Batman, or do you think he just wasn't suited?
I think
it's that he's not trying, that he's not...
Combination of things. I think someone's saying, do it like Michael Keaton, and he's trying to do what Michael Keaton does, but he doesn't have the same kind of weird intensity. He's just like a big plank of wood.
What do you think what was his look? Think he looks like Batman?
No, he doesn't. He looks like Iceman.
Right, okay.
Iceman from Top Gun, not from X-Men. Who looks like a big bit of ice.
So he's the worst Batman ever for you, and the worst thing about this film?
Yep. Controversial decision.
With Clooney being the second worst?
Yes. I think. I don't know, I might put Christian Bale under him as well.
Keaton or West at number 1?
Oh God, don't make me choose. Yeah, Keaton at number 1, West number 2. I don't know. Honestly, right. I just find Bale very, very boring, and I loved Bale in American Psycho.
Do you think this film went on to influence anything else? Apart from obviously Batman and Robin, I mean, do you think the way that the Tim Burton films like influenced the animated series, and then maybe a certain look in the comics, did this go on to have any other impact outside of this film?
I don't really think so. If I'm being honest, I can't really think of anything at the time. That's quite a nice piece of imagery, him under the water and stuff like that.
I thought the sort of helicopter exploding going through the big electronic eye thing looked good as well.
Yeah, no, there are sort of striking images in this film, as in most Joel Schumacher films. There's moments where things really work and look really cool. That's CGI. Yeah, okay. My God, that is CGI.
It does actually look a lot more like that than I thought it did.
I can't believe how bad it looks now. I see it. Earlier on, when I was referring to CGI, I meant when you see the CGI person. Batman. I think that was the first ever CGI person as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to see a new Wayne tech, which is much more sort of comic booky again.
Yeah, kind of and more futuristic and stuff.
Yeah.
Or did you even see what Bruce Wayne ever did in the earlier films? There was occasional mention of meetings.
We saw a meeting with Max Schreck.
And that was it though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is he he's kind of the more famous version of Bruce Wayne in this one, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's kind of interviewed by reporters and stuff. And
yeah, definitely. He's more of a socialite. Can I just say that I actually really love Jim Carrey's look at the start of this film, like with that hair and stuff like that. I actually wish he kept this the whole way through.
What, even as the Riddler, that long hair?
Yeah, I just like the hair. It's very of its time, but I like it. I find this preferable to the sort of little spiky Annie Lennox style haircut he has. Androgynous cut.
What do you think of his performance?
It's not subtle, but then there's not a lot of subtle things in this film, so it fits in this film. It's very Jim Carrey at points. There's a point later on I'll talk about that winds me up, but I actually quite enjoy it here. Certainly like this. I find this interesting.
Is this quite close to the 60s Riddler? Because I can't remember that too.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, you can see that there's an influence going on here. Again, we're getting straight into it. And what's perhaps more interesting here that we haven't had before is a villain who knows him a little bit.
Who knows Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, so it's maybe a bit, I mean, it doesn't really play out this way, but it's more personal. Certainly to the Riddler.
Do you think there's anything so far that's been a problem? Like in sort of seeing it through
I don't know.
Older eyes?
It's weird because context changes everything, doesn't it? So, for example, if you'd asked me about this film pre-Batman Begins, I would have said they've not done it right. They've taken Batman not out of context. He's not serious enough. But then you get what you want, or what you think you want, with a Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, and then suddenly you go, this is far too serious. This is a man that dresses as a bat. This should be more fun. Blah 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 blah. And now actually, I like this.
Yeah.
There's no denying that there is a man behind the camera though who's more interested in superficial surface details and has quite a garish taste. Can I tell you one place I think this film excels?
Yep.
And is probably the best Batman film? Soundtrack.
Really?
Not score.
Ah, right. Okay.
Soundtrack.
What's on the soundtrack apart from the U2 song?
Flaming Lips.
Right, okay. And the U2 song is really good.
Yep, the U2 song is amazing.
And Seal?
Yep, you've also got Seal, Kiss from a Rose.
Anything else?
I can't remember.
Oh, you think that's better than Prince?
Yeah, I think Prince is terrible. Apart from Party Man, I think the Prince soundtrack's embarrassing. I think that's a opinion that Tim Burton shared.
I think this is also one of the coolest novelties in this film coming up, when he uses the chute to get all the way back to the Batcave. That's one of those things that's been ruined in the later films, where everything has to make so much sense.
Yeah.
They would never put something like that out because how would he have built a tunnel like that and so on. But in this, it's excellent.
It's a lot of fun. I always sort of wonder, what is the thing he's travelling in, or is it just a slide?
I always thought of it as just a slide, but I think, no, at one point you do see that he's in some kind of pod thing or something.
What's quite funny is how obvious the trapdoor is.
But it looks really fun. I think I've thought of that.
It's a
every
bit like the
single
Iron
time
Man shot. You know the shot of Iron Man when he's in his mask? It looks very similar to that.
I don't think
Rip-off.
I've ever been in a flume or anything since I've seen this where I haven't thought of this.
It'd be better in a way if it was just a flume.
Chair before I go down.
It was just a flume. It came flying out into the water in the Batcave.
What do you think of the Batcave? Oh, we didn't really get a good look at it. I'll say that one for later.
Okay, right.
What do you think of the Batmobile?
Right.
I have, when I see that today, I feel like I like it, you know, but at the same time I know it's insane. But whenever you play the kind of arcade game where it's got the option for all the cars, that is the one I tend to pick.
Okay, that's quite interesting. I had a problem with that even back in the day.
Right.
I remember seeing it wobbling about and that and thought, that's not dynamic.
Yeah, that's more than the look, it's the sort of fin shaking around and everything else.
This is like, I mean, again, we talked about it a little bit a lot actually in Batman Returns, but the sort of sexuality element of Batman. This plays it up again to even, it's more camp. Mm-hmm. It's not as, I don't know
Too
how to
much.
Yeah. Well, in the Burton one, it was borderline graphic. And this one, it's almost like a child's idea of what, of what sex might be like or something like that. And it's really over the top. But it is quite fun.
Is this the bit where we see Gordon coming out in his pyjamas? Exactly, yeah.
Oh, God. Do you know what I think is quite funny? The idea that they thought, we must get Hingle back. Like, who cares? It's over.
Like that was going to placate fans or something.
Well,
We've got
thank
Hingle
God
and we've got
Hingle's
Goff,
back.
so it's not completely different. Don't you think he seems to be, as well as like showing you him being more mobile, they like almost suggest he can do more physically in this film, like just jumping off the roof into the car and things like that?
Yeah, there's definitely. But here's
a
the
little
thing.
bit more superpowered almost.
I think, right, he looks like a sort of teen throwing a tantrum here, but I think the thing about Burton was that he knew the minute he starts to move, he looks not so good. Mm-hmm. And so he intentionally had him being stoic. What you're going to see is him walking around in this a lot more, but not looking as iconic.
Right, okay.
And that's something that's going to carry on into future films. So basically the iconography of Batman, or Batman as an icon, is going to start to fade.
But there he is.
Oh my God.
Is it, in this one, and they maybe do it more in Batman and Robin, but from Burton up until here, they don't ever have him out during the day, do they?
Nope.
And it is so much better.
Yeah. No,
if you show that costume under the light of day, it's going to look terrible.
And
it's like the way it looks in the sort of publicity shots and stuff. Yeah.
Sorry for anyone who isn't watching. He's just jumped off the roof and went straight down into the Batmobile, something you can do in the games now.
That looks really cool.
Great. No, I really don't think this is an improvement on the thingy Batmobile, the Burton one.
I also found this bit quite scary in the cinema, if I'm honest.
Yeah, there's a couple of scary bits in this one.
Just a little bit creepy.
What is this device? Do you know exactly what it is? Is it VR? Is it 3D?
No, do you know what? I don't actually know what it's ever supposed to be. Is it showing you your dreams or something to some extent? Is it
a blender? Is that what that prop is?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I think he's meant to like put it together with those kind of materials, which it does look quite cool in a cartoony way.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree.
But yeah, what is it doing? Is it showing you? It makes it look as if he's maybe going inside the TV here or something like that.
I think
it is a sort of VR type idea.
I don't know exactly what they've. I don't know if they've conceived it clearly enough, in their own minds, but it is quite funny. So what I understand of it is that he gets to the guy in the chair gets to see a 3D image, or image that looks like it's coming out of the screen, and meanwhile Nigma is able to drain his brain and understand him.
Everything, his memories, his thoughts, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
And even his intellect and all that, because he's
smarter. Getting smarter.
Yeah. So is that a terrible idea?
In what sense?
Well, do you think that's just too?
I'm not going to try and do it.
Too no, I mean for the film, is that like could they've had him do something better than this?
Well, I mean, obviously, but at the same time, it fits in this film. In the tone and the style, it's absolutely fine for what's going on here. But I'm not going to suggest that Chris Nolan goes out and does this or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's too many bits in this where Carrie's just been allowed to riff, as they say. And this is maybe one of them.
Do you think it could have been better without him? Or do you think it needs his charisma to take it over the top?
At the time, you're talking about the biggest star potentially in the world.
And it was quite exciting seeing him.
And it was used to market him massively. It's in keeping with the idea of the big name being the villain. I don't know.
There's not really any other huge names in this, is there? Tommy Lee Jones, I suppose.
Tommy Lee Jones,
but he's not. I mean,
he was coming off The Client with Joel Schumacher, so it was quite big.
And even The Fugitive would maybe by then. No,
I'm not sure.
No.
I think it probably would have been.
So he's reasonably big, but he's obviously quite old and things.
He did it because I think his son, Batman.
Val Kilmer obviously can't have been that big. I didn't really know who he was when he.
No, I don't think so. Just maybe again a known actor, actor.
I don't know what the screen time kind of like ratio is in this. When they always talk about Batman's only in it for like 13 minutes in Batman Forever or something.
I feel like he's in this one quite a lot.
Yeah.
I think that'll have been studio mandated a little bit. But the other thing, I guess,
it does seem to be a bit more about him in this film, even like Bruce Wayne and things.
Well, that's a lot of stuff that was cut that I'm going to talk to you about later on. But the interesting thing is, you said there, is there anyone else that could have done this role? And the name that always comes up is a name I hate hearing connected with it.
Mr. Robin Williams.
Mr. Robin Williams, rest in peace. But it's a fact that I'm so sick of hearing.
I think he would have been quite unbearable in this.
It would. I mean, don't get me wrong. I find Jim Carrey unbearable these days. I can't stand him in interviews and stuff like that. But Robin Williams in interviews, again, even though I know what's happened to him in that, but I just always found him very, very hard to watch.
And harder to look at in that costume as well.
Yeah.
Couldn't have worn that. He had to be in the suit.
For me, it would have been a disaster. But interestingly enough, they did approach him, I believe. I think that's actually true. Yeah, basically, right. Well, what had happened was, I think that they'd approached him for Joker, but they only approached him for Joker to get Nicholson interested. And the minute Nicholson took the bait, they went sort of, I'll see you later, Robin. And then when they approached him for this, he told them to take a run and jump.
Oh, did they? So they didn't do the same thing?
No, they didn't. It was him. He said absolutely no.
Right, okay. But we're both agreed it would have been worse. I mean, they're both high energy, but at least that's Jim Carrey at his peak.
Yeah, you're
Robin
getting.
Williams at that point was surely a sort of downward slide, or it wasn't. It wasn't
really, because he had Mrs. Doubtfire and stuff like that about this time, didn't he? Would that have been what, 93, 94? I don't know what was wrong.
But I would say even like physically, Jim Carrey looks like more what you'd think the Riddler would look like.
Yeah, no, I mean, God forbid Robin Williams trying to get into that lycra and that, but yeah. Maybe for man bat. But the point, I don't know what.
But what happened there in the film, that is quite scary, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Right, great scene here. Before watching this, I had an image of this in my head, and the image was Batman sitting in a courtroom, and I thought to myself, that can't be right. I thought I'd imagined it.
Yeah.
But sure enough, there is Batman in full costume
and
sitting in a
It
courtroom.
is bad, but at least you can't really see it that clearly. It's on the TV and everything. But yeah, definitely one of the silly moments. But
It's gonna.
I do quite like them. I do quite like them taking that 5 seconds to show how Two-Face became Two-Face. So
Yeah, no,
that's
it's quick origins.
but it would have been much better with the Batman in the courtroom.
What about I mean, if he's in the courtroom, they surely should be on the witness stand because I'm assuming it's him at call.
Yeah. That's one of the things. That's one of the things I don't like in this film is there's that bit. There's also the bits later on where you see him in front of magazines,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like Time magazine and things like that.
And it's clearly a press
That's
shot.
really stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the beginning of something.
It gets a lot worse in Batman.
It gets a lot worse in Batman, but it also is a highlight that Joel Schumacher maybe doesn't fully understand what like how a comic book fan thinks.
It wouldn't have taken much to not do that.
Yeah.
It's not that you needed that to be in there. Somewhere along the line should have said don't.
And again, this is how your perspective can change over time. Like when I was younger, that would have infuriated me, the idea of someone who doesn't know or understand the character doing something with it. But now I just find it really funny.
Yeah.
That's also quite funny to him at making sense.
What do you think of the actual riddles in this?
At the time, I found them engaging in that. So you'd probably say they work for.
There's no real point to them though, is there?
It spells out his name, does it not, at the end?
Yeah,
Mr. Enigma.
Right, okay. So he's just saying it's just a way to sort of reveal his identity, really.
Blink and you miss it. The second black person in a in a Batman film after Billy D. It's quite shocking in hindsight.
Yeah.
And also one of the Wayans brothers was paid to go away.
Again. Oh, that's right. He was going to be Robin.
He was going to be Robin. The truth is, I always remember one of the riddles from this as well. Tear one off and scratch my head.
Yeah, I say that quite a lot when someone asks me for a riddle. Was anyone else paid to go away? Are they the only two that's happened to?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is quite bad.
Yeah.
But also, I suppose it's worth pointing out, Jack Nicholson's still collecting a paycheck here. He's still getting money for these.
I always thought Enigma's flat looked good.
Great scene.
Apartment.
Flaming Lips, Bad Days being used. I wish there was more of this stuff, to be honest.
This is all kind of quite.
I mean, that was. Do you know what that?
Okay.
No, what's great about this? This looks like it could be in Lost Boys, maybe, or something like a cool Joel Schumacher film, and it's just about it being a wee bit smaller and a wee bit darker.
It gets a lot right.
Does
and then it makes some big mistakes.
Say that again.
What is that supposed to be?
It's meant to be
an
like,
old fairground toy or something.
yeah, it's meant to be like a fairground toy, like similar to the one in Big.
Right.
Look, here's that scene that you were doing as well, where you were cutting out news clippings.
What
were you sticking them into?
I don't even know if we stuck them. I just remember getting the clipping of his face and being like, that's him.
Just the face?
Yeah, it was one of those ones where it was like a narrow column. No, it wasn't like a hole, and it just had a really small shot of his face. I cut it out, and that's him. What do you think about the fact that he takes the costume from that thing? I think that's quite good.
Yeah, no, I like that. Like the question mark logo as well. Probably use that on the cover of the old podcast. So our American audiences know what we're going to be talking about.
What about the mansion in this one?
I like it.
Better, worse, or no need to compare to the buttons?
No need to compare, I'm going to go with, because it probably feels more like a living mansion, but I like the Gothic German expressionism.
Do you think it seems like it's not in Gotham, that mansion, though? It looks really sunny and stuff all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Which one? This one?
The Kilmer one, yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Again, we're getting much more dynamic camera work in this one and stuff like that, which makes it feel more like the 60s show.
Right, I don't know about this kind of stuff. Is that Dutch tilt?
Yeah, like everything's basically Dutch, and there's Dutch
right.
tilt where it's like a Dutch angle. Sorry, when it's on.
Why is he doing that? And
right,
that
well,
good?
Traditionally it's associated with horror movies and stuff like that. When the world's slightly askew, you put the camera on an angle. But it was also used a lot in pop art, I believe, and certainly nearly everything in the Batman 60s show is sort of all these sort of comical angles.
And he just sort of just does that every like now and then, like just.
It's a lot through this.
Right. Okay. He's got quite 90s hair in this Val Kilmer.
Yeah, everything's very 90s in this.
But still the kind of Michael Keaton dress sense, the polo necks and everything.
That door looks so fake there when he's lifted it up. So light.
I can't even remember his reason for being here. Oh, he wants help with the widow.
Yeah.
Because she's a doctor.
See, I think, to be honest, this is, maybe I should talk about it here. There is a subplot that's basically cut out of this film about him and what happened that made him become Batman, basically. I think he's having trouble sleeping, and he's actually came to her for help with that as well.
Right.
So I think there's probably been a bit of a reducing of that narrative, and this is the alternative.
Isn't this written by like a reasonably well-known screenwriter as well? I think
It's the same guy that wrote A Beautiful... Oh no, that was
Beautiful
Batman.
Mind,
That's Batman and Robin.
Did he not do both?
I don't know.
Oh, probably should look that up. I think it may be the same guy.
It's again our
I think
failure to
that's a
research lets us down.
A confusing thing when you think this one's okay and the next one's really terrible. But I may be wrong. Do you think she's a little bit pushy in this?
I don't know, I've not really thought about it. I remember like not caring about her performance in that, but now watching it again, I've actually really enjoyed it recently.
Is she from the comics anyway that you know of?
And not that I know of.
Meridian?
I don't think so that I know of. It's just the name in that. It sounds like a...
This is another one of the silly
Schumacherism.
mistakes, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's looking at a bat, but we all can see it's a bat. She can also see it as too, so it doesn't work.
Right, this is interesting. See this Malaysian dream doll thing?
Mm-hmm.
It's in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, I think. I remember. I don't think Malaysian dream dolls are real. Which leads me to believe that the writer of this has seen Malaysian dream dolls in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, thought it was a real thing and put it in this film.
Or could he say it was a reference? But why would you reference it?
I don't see whether... I hope Nightmare on Elm Street and Batman... Actually, maybe that would work. Batman versus Freddy. That's kind of Scarecrow, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you think this would be better off if it was just the Riddler? Or do you think Two-Face brings a little bit of...
No, I like having Two-Face in it.
Uh-huh.
Right, here we go.
I think that looks quite cool.
I think that does look quite cool, but it's suddenly the matte paintings aren't quite as good. And again, I think that's more of a 90s thing than I really blame.
Uh-huh. That's what that was, a matte painting.
Yeah, matte painting.
But you see a cameo from Tim Burton as well.
It's not actually for... That's an intentional mistake there from Graeme. When we were younger and pre-internet, there was a rumour that this was Tim Burton that everyone just swallowed, hook, line and sinker, because we had no way of telling. This is all great. I actually like this
I
stuff.
love the fact that this is on TV and he's watching it home. That's brilliant. There he is. Tim Burton. Looks a bit like him though.
He doesn't look unlike him. He's got black hair. He's got black shoulder length hair. Right, should we get into this now?
Flying Graysons.
Flying Graysons.
Young
You say young.
Dick Grayson.
I mean,
what age he actually is.
He's got to be 25 at least.
I think he'll be 25 to 30. But I don't know if I was thinking about this earlier. A lot of people want him to be like a little boy or something. But would that work at all on the screen?
I think it could work. My reasoning for thinking it could work is Clear, a kick-ass hit girl, works really, really well. It's probably one of the best modern comic characters.
You didn't want to take it that extreme, he could still be younger than this.
Yeah.
He could still be like 17, couldn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
I mean, what's quite funny is in Dark Knight Rises, you've got Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Joseph Gordon-Levitt playing him. He still, I think, in a way, looks younger than Chris O'Donnell looks in this.
Probably good though that it was Chris O'Donnell and not Leonardo DiCaprio or any other big stars that were up for it.
It's quite good though for me now at 35 that I believe not only can I still be Batman, but I can also still be Robin and be adopted by Bruce Wayne. There's another character that's holdover from the Burton ones, Gossip Gertie.
Oh yeah, Bob Kane's wife.
Yeah, she makes an appearance and returns.
Does she? I didn't actually.
No, it's really funny. I remember her looking really, really old, and she doesn't actually look that old.
wait, where's she in Batman Returns?
She's at the scene where Oswald, because I like the character, I'm not going to call him Penguin, where he visits his parents' grave.
Alright, okay. And she's in Batman Robin as well.
Yep. Again, we're really seeing some of the worst excesses of Schumacherism here as well, in terms of just garish colour, naked muscular bodies, not done as well as Tim Cavallo in The Lost Boys.
Do you think this circus feels a bit small?
Yes, yeah, again, very 90s sort of problem.
Like, this would be so much better if it seemed huge.
One day I'm going to do some actual research and find out why films look so bad in the 90s. There must be a valid reason for it, and somebody must be able to tell me.
Like an actual technical thing or something?
Yeah, there must be some reason that film just started looking not that good.
But the idea of them being at the circus watching this and Two-Face showing up is a pretty good one, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's quite exciting.
Something about that, it just... I don't know. It's just something not great about the Graysons.
Do you think obviously his attempt here to confess that he's Batman is a bit half-hearted?
No shit, Sherlock.
Do you think that they just thought, well, he's going to have to say something, and that's the best they could do?
I have done many similar confessions to crimes I've committed. When someone else is being taken the blame.
And then if it doesn't work, I've missed my chance.
Often when Chauncey, my dog, is getting the blame for eating something in the house or that, I will actually try and confess that it was me to Lucy. But
do you think the bomb looks a bit silly, or are you fine with that?
I'm fine with that. And again, in context of this film.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's quite a weird shot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't choose it as such, this look and that, but I'm happy with it.
What could you ever do with this character? I don't know if I know him that well in the comics. Is it like a Gollum thing where he's supposed to be sort of every so often saying we shouldn't be doing this and everything, like
I don't
what how does the schizophrenia how does it manifest?
I'm not 100% sure. I always just sort of imagine him to be the bad side, really,
right.
And the coin flip decides whether someone lives or die. I mean, that's kind of how.
But is he supposed to be conflicted and stuff and guilty?
I think there is meant to be some kind of obviously complex there, but every time I seem to see him, he tends to be just the bad version who occasionally has a momentary crisis. The best version of it I've ever seen is in Arkham Asylum, but again, I don't know. Is that considered canon, Arkham Asylum?
I'm not sure. What's he like in that?
Remember the doctor who's got him off the coin and onto playing cards, and it's taken him so long to make a decision. Now he's like wetting himself and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it's just really interesting.
I'm not sure if it's considered canon. Do you think is this worse than Aaron Eckhart, or just different?
I mean, a lot of people think he's the worst thing about this.
Right.
People say this is just too much. And it's just, but I don't know. But again, is it just nostalgia? But I mean, Aaron Eckhart is. I mean, the thing about the Nolan films is they are technically really, really, really good, and there are great moments, but it's just boring.
I think more and more the problem with those films, I think, is like it's just the way that they show Batman. It just doesn't look right in that realistic.
It just doesn't look iconic. And the other thing is that's not a specifically Nolan problem. We sometimes focus on it because it's so serious, but I'd say Marvel films have a similar problem where they're very good, but they're just boring. God, you're so boring. Crash Zoom. Where to see one of them? Post 1977.
And he's glowing Gotham. That's good
Don't-
again there.
Is he on the roof of the building here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just
I
rolling
think
it off.
so.
Interesting that the bomb should bounce.
So, what age do you think he's supposed to be in this story?
I believe he's meant to be college age,
Right, okay.
which is going to lead me to
21,
some
22 maybe.
absolutely bonkers questions later on when Bruce Wayne tries to adopt him.
That's what I was thinking. I thought, is he meant to be school? I mean, is he meant to be 16 or something like that?
No, I think
Really not.
he's meant to be older, I think.
Right, okay.
It's a terrible look as well. That haircut and earring and that, I just...
What is that look? Does it have a name?
I don't know. I don't know what that name is. The look is. Do you know what he looks like? He looks like some... You know how like in Friends, occasionally a boyfriend would turn up?
Yeah.
Who's like a total no-mark? Like, he looks like that. Had Chris O'Donnell done anything? Do you know anything of starring Chris O'Donnell before this?
Was Scent of a Woman. I don't know if these all seem like they're around the same time, like Scent of a Woman.
That's right. No,
Was
that
he
will be
in
what it is.
Dead Poets Society. Was he in that?
I don't know. Stop trying to find a way to bring up Robin Williams.
He didn't really do anything after this, did he?
He did actually. He did something really great with another Batman. Michael Keaton's The Company, the TV show with was it Tony Scott? Was it Ridley Scott that?
Wait, was that the
produced
spy
that?
thing?
Yeah, the spy thing, the CIA thing.
Was he in that? He wasn't. That's right.
Yeah, it's really good. He's the main character.
But he wasn't a star, was he?
He wasn't a
become
star.
So
He
I
did The
presume you thought
Bachelor. He did The Bachelor.
Right, okay.
Like, the jacket and that's quite cool.
Uh-huh.
It's just I don't know. Like, is he maybe one of those guys that we just don't understand why people
Maybe.
thought he was cool in that or handsome?
Oh, I really can't get over how much I resent Michael Gough being in this. The confusion it creates.
But he was also in the BBC radio play by Dirk Maggs.
Was he?
Michael Gough does the voice of Alfred in that.
It would be what radio play of Nightfall? Or something?
The Nightfall
Oh,
radio
right.
play. It's Michael Gough that does his voice. I'll tell you what, I really like the Robin motorcycle hat.
Yeah, I do. I like the look of the bike as well. This is a quibble, but it's too sunny for me.
Is it a Triumph?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I quite like Bruce Wayne's look here as well.
He's got
This is the best scene in the film.
when the hair should be slicked back like that all the time and not flopping down like the 90s.
This is all a bit strange, this. Like, this would make more sense
If he was young.
if he was young, for a start.
He's still a
If he
tantrum.
wasn't trying to adopt a fully grown man. And also, if they kept the other subplot, which was Bruce Wayne trying to come to terms with the fact.
Do you know what the problem with this is? It's only really one line. Right, this would all be fine because it would just look like he was trying to offer him somewhere to stay.
Mm-hmm.
If Robin or Dick Grayson didn't say, "This will save me a whole lot of social services interviews," and things. That's the only bit that makes it seem like he can't just leave because he's not a fully grown man.
I mean,
But if that line was taken out of it, he would just be nice to him.
But look at them standing there.
Yeah,
that looks like-
they look about the same age.
Just like me adopting you. What was I going to say now? Yeah, so the subplot, I believe, I'm not 100% on this, but I believe the subplot was meant to be Bruce Wayne struggling to come to terms with the fact that it was his fault to a degree that his parents were killed because he was scared and he had to leave the theatre.
Which is something they can not steal, but that's what they do in Batman Begins, isn't it?
Yes, Batman Begins ripped this film off. But what's interesting, Lo, is the execs had a very clear reason for doing that, and that's why Chase Meridian's in this film.
Right, okay.
She was going to help him come to terms with it by the end of this film, so afterwards we would have a happy Batman.
Right, okay. That's
And
a
not,
good idea.
And not... Is it? And
really
it's
have to
crafty.
dwell on it.
It's certainly crafty, but... Yeah, well, it would. The problem is that it's absolutely right, and Batman does mope about too often.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is if he's not moping about, is it Batman? Because, what they wanted was to get away from the Burton thing, and this was going to be the transitional film.
Do you think you have to reference it in every film?
Oh, look, here's a little bit of the thing. Oh, he thinks about it all the time, doesn't he?
This looks really like the Tim Burton version of it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that looks exactly
Yeah.
like the
That's
kind of
great.
Jack Napier thing.
That's actually really good, that shot. And that looks like a Frank Miller shot.
I just can't believe you think Clooney was in him. So you think there's a better cut of this film
You mean
somewhere?
better? You mean I think Clooney's
yeah,
better than
yeah,
him?
sorry.
I just find Clooney hilarious. I don't want to talk about it now because what were you going to talk about in Batman and Robin? I don't like George Clooney. I want to stress that as well. I do not like. I like him in one film, Dust to Dawn.
Not the only feud in this film, was it? The Kilmer, Schumacher, Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey.
That's
hating
right.
Each other. I can't have been that happy to.
I don't think Jim Carrey hated Tommy Lee Jones. I think
it was one way, wasn't it?
But I mean, do we not now as adults recognise that?
Jim Carrey isn't funny. Never was.
Yes, not only is Jim Carrey not funny and never was, that he would be unlivable.
Yeah, he can be interesting, but I don't think he's ever funny.
Right.
And he's not always interesting either. But I think in this film he's actually watchable and stuff and odd. But but he's not funny.
But Tommy Lee Jones was a serious actor of some merit. It must have been frustrating playing second fiddle to Jim Carrey.
For just saying I don't find you funny.
And the other thing is, Jim Carrey at the height of his powers as well must have been obnoxious.
Yeah, really unbearable. And I'm sure in the extras somewhere, Chris O'Donnell says something about Jim Carrey chewing the scenery and he's kind of laughing, saying some people were unhappy about it. Could have been Val Kilmer as well.
Interestingly enough, Chris O'Donnell is one of the sort of bright points of all the commentary features and stuff like that, all the extra supplementals.
Yeah, he seems alright.
Yeah, he seems totally alright, and he also is really honest about everything.
Yeah. That's Batman and Robin. Well, no point talking about that in detail, but that's one of the few, like, it looks like a standard Hollywood DVD extra documentary, but everyone's telling the truth.
Yeah.
It's like the only one I've ever seen like that, because they must have just thought we have no option.
I don't know, there's one fib in it that I will talk about when we get to it. But it isn't from young
This
Chris
is all
here.
very dark, literally. I can hardly see what's going on here.
I really like that helmet. I might get that for riding my bike. Just to clarify, it's a regular push bike, not a motorcycle. That earring. No. That's terrible.
Would you like to see another version of a Batman and Robin like this? Would you think there's room for that now that we've all the other incarnations of it and things?
You mean tonally like this?
No, just a Batman and Robin story.
A Batman and Robin story.
And how do you think it could work?
Right. First of all, personally at the moment, I don't think there is room for another Batman story. Period. I feel like maybe we need a bit of a breather. But you saw Teen Titans recently and enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but that was like flat out comedy. And I also enjoyed the Batman Lego movie. I just feel like you could do a bright, colourful Batman and Robin story.
I would love to find
and not have some of the flaws that these ones have got.
I'd love to see someone find a way of updating the Adam West formula. Now I know you'll probably say Batman Lego does that.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
but I just feel like the 60s series is so good at satire and stuff like that, and
I think you could do that with John Hamm.
John Hamm as Batman. This is kind of interesting. Again, doesn't really add up to anything, but
this is Two-Face. What's the story here? Two-Face just trying to kill him the whole time, isn't it?
Yeah, Two-Face is just obsessed with killing him. Standard bad guy fare.
And he is trying to kill him. That's a little bit more.
Does he blame him for the accident? Is he blaming him for that accident earlier on?
I don't know, because then the stuff's been cut as well, hasn't there, for the Two-Face story? You're supposed to see him start off in Arkham Asylum
and break out.
So I don't know if other things have been cut more from the background between those two. But yeah, it's never really made that clear why he hates Batman.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be more likely Batman's trying to track him down, but here it seems clearly he's constantly trying to set traps and assassinate him. It's worth pointing out yet another Batman film where Batman does no detective work.
And he's always running away.
Yeah.
He's always been chased in that Batmobile. Right up to Batman Begins, that happens as well.
The other thing is, there's more going on in this chase and that, but I don't think this is as good as anything we saw of the Batmobile in one or two.
And this is a bit far, isn't it, when he goes up the roof?
Yeah.
These are the bits that just don't need to be.
I didn't like that either. See that thing where the bats on the wheels don't turn?
I
always think that makes it look like the wheels aren't moving. And I find that problematic.
It just looks like a big plastic shell, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Over a normal car.
In a way, it's perfect because it's an encapsulation of the entire film, where it's this sort of plasticky, shaky,
bright, sort of,
bright garish,
lit up kind of,
without some kind of merit, but just not
something wrong with it.
Yeah, just cheap. Yeah.
Good to look at for like a few seconds, and you think
like a fairground ride or something like that, like not quality Disneyland, like fairground. What's your thoughts on Joel Schumacher as an actual director?
So what have I seen that he's done? So there's this Lost Boys,
Flatliners.
I've not seen that. Phone booth. He's a bit of a hacker, isn't he?
Yeah, I think
because he seems to be able to switch styles. Isn't there more sort of just much more bog standard serious stuff? He's done Tigerland and things like that. I don't think I've ever seen that. But it's not like he's got one particular visual style or something, is it, that you would know it's him?
I think he is a bit of a gun for hire. His younger stuff is pretty cool. I think like Lost Boys mainly is what I'm thinking of. But
I think hacks are fine for these films.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I mean, couldn't you say Richard Donner in some? Is he?
I suppose some people. I wouldn't personally call him that just because I like a lot of his work, but
I know Quentin Tarantino doesn't like him for some reason. I don't know why it is.
Really?
Yeah, he said
personally or his work.
He used him as his example of sort of, I think, almost a kind of hack thing. I can't remember the exact quote, but it was something like, he was essentially saying something like you don't want to end up like Dick Donner, or if you do that, then you're just Dick Donner or something like that.
Right, okay.
So, and I tried to find out more about it, and I couldn't. There was nothing else other than that line.
I think that's a mistake. I rarely say that about QT. But I think Donner does bring something to the table.
But having said that, I'm not sure. They do tend to have quite high quality directors, these superhero films, so I'm not sure who else I could point to as a version of that was a sort of hack director and they made a good one.
Right, what do you think of this?
This is a bit silly. I don't mind it now, but I think maybe at the time that was something I would have probably have thought, to have the room exactly divided in half like that, to have like. But now I think it's fine because I suppose it just does fit in with silly context.
What I find interesting is,
but two different meals and all that.
Drew Barrymore's basically playing a sort of nothingy part in this. Was that how far she'd fallen in Hollywood at that point? I
think it was, yeah.
Is this because was the big thing about her comeback not that she did a Playboy spread or something like that?
I don't know the exact details other than that. I do remember thinking that she was. I don't even know if I knew at the time, but I remember maybe I was watching it in video since and thinking, why is she in this only for 3 seconds?
Because it threw the whole thing off lopsided, because I was like, who's the other one then? She must be someone famous as well. I
mean, does it bother you that he just turns up in here? You have no idea how he found him, or
doesn't bother me because I just assume he used the box, but there's something about to bother me seriously in a second.
The hair?
Nope. I'll do a bit on the hair later on. No, there's a bit coming up. I'll point it out when we get to it.
What?
But the two girls, just quickly, they were originally meant to be called Leather and Lace, but that was seen as being too risque. So they changed to Sugar and Spice, I think it is.
And what do you think of this as layer and everything?
I don't know. I kind of like it. Completely impractical. You'd have to walk up there and sit in the room all the time.
It does remind me of the animated series sometimes.
Yeah. I think it may be the colours. And the high contrast lighting.
What does that mean?
Like, so there's very little shade in it. It's all either black or light. And that's something that came from the Burton ones, but this one's just added colour into the mix.
But do you think it benefits from the colour a little bit?
If they used it more wisely, like someone like Michael Mann uses colour really, really well to highlight.
More sparingly, but like bright bursts.
There it is. There's the thing that annoys me. He's turned up at the house.
And they've got boxes.
The boxes are already there.
So do you think something's been cut again, where like he's got to one of those women or something like that? Or
I don't know.
I don't know.
don't think they've thought it through. And again, it doesn't really annoy me actually, but I always just spot it and think, how did that happen? Right now, I'll talk about the hair. The hair is terrible. It's ridiculous.
What would you have? I don't know if I'd want that long hair though. I'd rather him just have, I don't know, something more normal. No, I suppose you couldn't really have Jim Carrey's actual hair. That wouldn't fit this character, but maybe you could have had that long hair. It would have been quite creepy with the hat on and everything. Again, you're not really sure what it's doing.
Yeah, this seems to be different from what it was before. So
yeah,
now
nothing's
it's
coming
actually
out anymore. There's no
it's just
like
a 3D screen. This is what I'm doing to you every time I put you in that PlayStation VR. Right, so he seems to be suggesting now that it takes whatever's in your brain and projects it outwards. So what's the point of that? 'Cause it's already in my brain.
It's pretty unclear. They are quite good together as characters though, the Riddler and Two-Face.
Yeah, no, it works okay.
Sort of physically weak Riddler and everything, and Two-Face is a bit of a bully, I suppose. He actually looks quite young there, Tommy, these ones. I think I remember he's been really old.
He looks younger than Robin.
I think there could even be an argument for that makeup and stuff being better than the Dark Knight.
What's the Dark Knight CG, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's
the coin looks cool in this.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
It's more that kind of sickening camera movement, the Dutch thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's lots of like crash zooms and stuff like that, isn't there? It's just...
This is quite fun, the little crime spree.
Right.
Annoying scene.
This is frustrating.
What's wrong with it? Why isn't this just a bit of fun?
I don't know. We've talked about this before, but when superheroes, mainly ones with actual powers, not just good at acrobatics and that, like in TV shows in particular, they don't have the money to do something cool, so they have something like Clark Kent and Lois and Clark is like tidying up his room really fast before Lois comes round. Like mediocre uses of powers, just ignore me, annoy me. I actually quite like this sort of idea of chaos spreading and that. The crime spree.
Yeah, it's good.
It's not as good as the crime spree in Dick Tracy, but it's a good crime spree.
Where's Batman during all this?
There's something weird about this. Is that?
I think that's like a wax.
Yeah,
like
is that a dummy?
Yeah. That's quite good.
Yeah, this is.
Comic
I quite like this bit. I think I've forgotten that.
The crown thing and everything.
Yeah. It seems. He seems very camp.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey in it. I just don't think Two-Face would hang around for him.
I think this is the first film I heard the phrase Gothamites. Gothamites, calling him the Riddler. Watching TV again by the fire though, very Keaton.
Yeah. It's quite weird. I don't know what to say about this yet. I wish again I'd thought this through before watching it. But I'm noticing a lot of circular designs. Have you noticed that? Like a lot of screens are circular and stuff.
No.
Right, well, see when you're watching now, look for circles.
And why would that be?
Well, I don't know, because what I'm thinking is that Batman Returns was very angular.
Right.
Remember we talked about the sort of fascist architecture and stuff, and it was all really blocky and square and rigid. This one seems a lot more like there's a circular screen on the Batmobile, there's circles behind people.
Right.
Bruce Wayne goes through the circular thing in the floor. I don't know if there's some kind of architectural thing maybe going on. That's the beginning of analysis.
Is this got a big budget?
Yeah, I think I don't. Big for the time, maybe.
Like as big as the first Batman or something like that?
I don't know. Wish I'd looked into that now. I actually quite like this as well. This seems really
that
real.
Looks good. Yeah.
Is this on location?
I don't know, but it's also quite weird how he's got three looks in this film. He's got his kind of long haired one at the beginning, and he's got the kind of spiky red hair when he's the Riddler.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really make sense that then he looks like normal Jim Carrey when he's...
That's quite Burton-esque. See this bit here? It reminds me of the what's the Marilyn Manson album, American Family or whatever. There's all the
Everyone kind of zombie.
yeah, like puppets on the front. Like it's got that sort of thing that's quite Burton-esque in a way. That's it's
a
all
strange bit though. They're just
Yeah,
in a
dark
blacked
room.
out room. With, like, it just, there's a lot of bits like that in this film where it feels like there's nothing. There's not
sounds
much
like-
there. Do you know they've just in like a room with 2 or 3 objects or nothing.
It's very cheap reshoots, perhaps.
That's
But-
quite cool.
But well, it's quite interesting because what I mean, again, within reason, is scale, isn't it? It's all about scale. Like nothing like that in Batman 1 or 2.
A lot of lights though in the film there.
I remember thinking this was quite cool when I was younger.
Yeah, how fast he gets down and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I jumped over my banister a few times after seeing this film. Because they're kind of, it's because that's something you can kind of imagine doing.
Yeah.
It looks fun.
It
It also
does-
looks within the realms of possibility.
It's quite fun. It's, again, I suppose it's a wee bit Indiana Jonesy as well. Like just that's a bit convenient.
That looks sore.
Alfred's blown it again as well.
Yeah.
Might add.
Yeah, stop letting people in the cave.
Someone else has got in on his watch. Okay, maybe worth talking about the Batcave now. What it looks like. Not good.
No.
Not as good.
That looks like a, yeah, it's, I mean, it really looks like a set.
Yeah, I mean, the Burton ones seemed to have purpose. Does that make sense? Even though it was all ornamented and that, I felt like there was purpose to it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there is purpose to this.
I do quite like that big kind of brass bat thing that's sort of, do you know what I'm talking about? I'll show it, we'll see it later on. I always like the way that looks for some reason, but yeah, it's just, there's no need for it to be there. Is this just back at our flat again? Because it looks different.
Is our flat our office?
It's
Does
not
she
the same
work
place,
out of
is
our
it?
house?
It's not. That's not the same place as where we're
No.
we're not the same place where we were earlier, are we?
I don't know.
It just looks different. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Maybe it is.
It does kind of matter. Does she work from her? No, that looks somewhere different, doesn't it?
Like 90s hair flapping in the wind.
And you're talking about Val Kilmer. That's what I mean.
Yeah, that fringe.
Yeah, that fringe looks mint. How does he get that under the cowl? I have to build a wee window into the cowl for his fringe to flop it.
I think this is where we might get to see the magazines. Unless we've missed that bit. I might have not been looking.
It is pretty weird that she's basically
pushing him.
Not even like the relationship with Wayne.
He's not ready.
Not the relationship with Wayne. The fact that she's basically trying to sleep with Batman. That's quite a strange plot. Like that's her goal in this film.
And she doesn't get her comeuppance through either.
What does that mean?
Well, they don't kill her or anything. Don't they usually do that to sort of pushy female characters? Kill them off?
I don't think so. I think what you're referring to is like femme fatales often get their comeuppance, like bad women.
Has she not got a touch of that about her?
Well, she's not got
any bad ideas.
Yeah, she's not like she's not committing any crimes. She just fancies Batman. I don't think that's worthy of punishment.
I can't really remember what the status between those two is at the end of it either. It seems a bit like they sort of... Are they going out?
I think they're going out.
Or the prospect of it in the future?
Well, she's having her cake and eating it because she's got a millionaire in Bruce Wayne, and she's also going out with Batman.
Mm-hmm. Bad boy.
Yeah. She's living the dream. I think she may be my second favourite of all the Batman ladies.
With Michelle Pfeiffer?
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer.
I like Kim the best. Mickey Bale.
Very boring. Very boring.
Very safe.
Bottom of the pile. Maggie Gyllenhaal's Rachel.
Yeah, she's terrible. She's probably even below what's her face from Batman and Robin.
Elle
McPherson.
Elle McPherson. That's quite funny because that's something that a lot of Batman fans would probably be happy with is the romance is completely pushed out of it pretty much. But hilariously,
by the fourth one.
Yeah, by the fourth one. But hilariously, I think you're meant to actually think Uma Thurman is a romantic possibility.
Right, okay.
Which I,
again,
don't want to talk about until we get there, but getting quite cool gadgets here.
Mm-hmm.
If Burton
He's got more tech, I suppose, isn't he, in this film?
If Burton hadn't ruined it for everyone, there would have been toys of all this stuff.
Why is the fin split in two there?
I
Is that
don't
because
know.
he doesn't know how to drive it or whatever? That always bugged me.
I don't know what the fin's meant to do, really. Right, this is interesting. I really like this bit.
The kind of weird gangs.
She always reminds me of Alicia Silverstone, and I assume that's why she's been cast.
But
Clueless would have been out this year.
I see, yeah, because then she turns up next film. Yeah, that's what I always think as well. I always think that every time I see this, I think, oh, that's her.
And she seems like somehow I recognise, and it's not just Alicia Silverstone, she seems like a quality celebrity or something. And this is quite fun, is it not? Is this fun?
I suppose it is. I mean, it doesn't really make any sense
for a bunch of young kids like us.
The kind of neon sort of.
But the idea that he'd take the Batmobile out for like a joyride and stuff like that is quite exciting.
Yeah.
It's just maybe again the gangs.
All to camp and stuff.
Yeah. They just need to be a little bit more towards the Warriors or something like that. You know, because as a concept, it's not a million miles away from something like The Heat Returns or something like that, where it's like
those weird
streets,
punks and stuff.
the streets run by gangs.
Everything's glowing though, isn't it? Like, absolutely everything's just.
It's all too much. It's a poor use of colour. It looks like a sort of 90s snowboarding shop or something.
Yeah, or like the inside of a laser quest or something like that.
Yeah.
Even the kind of big glow sticks for weapons and stuff. This is another great Batman moment coming up, isn't it? In terms of the way they make it look when he glides off that roof.
The introduction of him here is good.
I don't know why that looks so good. They don't seem to do anything like that anymore.
Don't know. I don't know. Is the equivalent of that not maybe like his introduction in Batman vs Superman, where they go into the cops go into the building? That's pretty good.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's quite good. I'm maybe thinking of the Nolan films.
It just seems like she should be important in some way, and I don't know why.
Maybe in the film, or just maybe it's been more. Maybe there's more cutting going on.
I don't know, but I think it's the way the music swells and stuff like that. It just makes you think. Just following the cinematic codes.
A bit of a Turtles moment here.
Yeah. I like stuff like this when you climb on fire escapes and stuff like that.
Yeah. That looks great.
Stationary. Looks good, stationary.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's brilliant.
I mean, that looked really fun.
And he looks dynamic there as well.
Yeah. I think he's got a legitimate grievance here.
We were there.
Though, with that, I'm Batman.
Yeah, we were there. We did see him not do it, and then he tries to get out of it here by claiming he's not Bruce Wayne. He talks about himself in the third.
Why is he doing that there? Because you're supposed to think he doesn't. You know, is that in case someone's listening, or is that because he thinks of himself as Batman when he's in that suit?
I don't know. Either way, it's sad.
I suppose if I was in that suit, I would say like, "Oh, if Graeme Mason could have helped, he would have." I'm not.
Well, if I knew I was personally responsible for the death of someone else's parents, I would probably try and do that to get out of it as well. But now he's loving it. This is one scene later, and now he's like, does he not sort of basically go,
I'm coming out with you, no, yeah. Part is.
Quite like his baggy trousers here.
Yeah.
This whole look is great.
Yeah. And it looks comfortable. He's had a shower and everything.
Can I just say, I would love the post-crime fighting shower.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the great showers of all time.
And then just relax in the cave for a bit.
It's higher on the hierarchy of showers than maybe the 5 shower.
Yeah. Anything. In fact, get into your comfy big baggy trackies, white t-shirt,
nice fluffy towel prepared by Alfred, black.
Alfred to make yourself maybe a drink.
Get your TV dinner set up upstairs by Alfred. Into bed.
Absolute bliss.
Nice cool sheets. Don't tuck in the bottom, Alfred. I like my feet to hang out the bottom. Paradise.
Tuck me in too tightly. That's the big bat thing. Whatever that is, I love it.
I don't know what that's meant to be. Here's something that's worth mentioning, just the way they're looking at each other right now. The minute you introduce Robin and he's running away like that and stuff.
Stupid that he's running away like that as well. He's running away like a toddler.
It's
49.
definitely, it's just, I mean, it's a classic thing. It's not even worth arguing about that, but the sort of homoerotica that sort of is clearly present the minute you have Batman and Robin is undeniable.
It's quite annoying when he says, whenever you go out, I'll follow you as well.
Well, that again is a bit considering.
I mean, his outfit is.
He's away out with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, yep.
And there's a guy watching them. In fact, there's a lot of guys watching guys in this film. Jim Carrey's obsessed with him. Alfred's always overlooking them.
I think this is when the box probably looks the worst when you see it in action. When the guy who's not Commissioner Gordon
I always think it's Commissioner Gordon.
To use it, it looks like nothing's happening. It looks terrible.
Why get someone who looks just like Commissioner Gordon if it's not going to be Commissioner Gordon?
More think they must have rushed this to some extent. They made a lot of mistakes like that.
I actually think Drew Barrymore looks great in this film. I struggle with Drew Barrymore quite a lot.
She always had to hear that.
Sorry, Drew. It's not going to happen. Stop crawling.
But I actually think you look okay in this one.
I didn't even mean like that. I don't mean
right,
that. I just mean like I struggle with her performance on
Right,
it.
okay.
Unbelievable.
What do you think of the sparring here between these two? No chemistry, no sparks, or do they have sparks?
Well, it's hard to have sparks when one person is not trying at all.
What happened? Or Two-Face comes in, doesn't he? I was going to say.
Two-Face comes
something
in.
happens. I don't know what it is.
Is he not growing impatient, Two-Face?
Yeah.
As we all are with our time. I think Tommy Lee's just trying to get things wrapped up here. Right, why get someone that looks just like Pat Hingle if you're not going to have Pat Hingle do this? Because wouldn't this be funny if it was Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're basically already set up that they're all at the same parties, so why not just have Commissioner Gordon in
So it's you see 3D fish coming at you, then it's something else, and now it's like kind of making your dreams come true, which for that guy is a backdrop of Hawaii or something like that.
And he can just click his fingers, and she sees on the screen. But
just a little bit more care attention to this kind of thing would have been good.
I have to say, this is probably one of the funnier jokes in it, the fact that he started dressing like him and stuff like that.
The exact same glasses is funny.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever noticed they were the exact same until it. And when he takes them off at the same time, that's quite funny as well. Is this before Cable Guy?
Yeah, I think so, because Cable Guy was the decline, wasn't it? Of mass popularity.
Touch the Cable Guys about this.
Yeah, well, the bit I was going to say that earlier on when he goes into that little room and stuff like that it's very Cable Guy-ian. I actually really like Cable Guy.
I'm not sure. That's not much help. But.
Don't want to commit. Fair enough. Too timid to try my little machine.
That was the end of the 20 million though, per film.
Yeah.
I think.
What came after Cable Guy?
Truman Show maybe? Did he reboot with that?
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
So what is this then? What is he actually? What is this device? Because this isn't like a little box. You see what I mean?
What do you mean?
Well, you know everyone else is testing it out.
It's clear. It's a green glowing stick.
But you know when everyone else is like putting the thing to their head and they're in the box or whatever.
Yeah.
Is this the main thing that is this another version of it that he's using? Or is this like...
I think what it's meant to be is he's upgraded it in some way.
Yeah, okay.
He's constantly upgrading.
And Bruce Wayne's just having a wee lookie.
Bruce Wayne's just having the butchers.
But he freaks out and comes out.
He comes out. Enigma fell. Just getting Bruce Wayne. Just checking the old... It's off the thing. The minute you sort of try and render anything on a computer in terms of technology on screen, especially in the 90s, tends to look terrible.
I quite like this though. I do quite like a Gotham party crash.
Is she, this is all good. Is she meant to have been sort of wooed by him there?
Well, you know what she's like.
I don't.
She's pushy.
I don't think she's actually maybe pushy.
Is she not?
I think you're just reading that in.
I think this is really good as well. Sliding down the fire escape to the costume.
I think she's
I'd
meant
like to see more of this kind of thing.
I think she's meant to be a vivacious 90s woman of the Spice Girls era.
Yeah.
Well, I see he doesn't want to spend any time talking about the female characters. She's just about Batman and the male fantasies.
Do you think you could ever like... No, listen. This is a very small point. I was going to make... Well, I may as well do it now. You know how Superman, like, he rips his shirt open in the costume underneath?
Uh-huh.
Could you ever have that in a Batman film?
No.
Could you just pretend?
Well, actually, hang on. You could have the Adam West costume.
Yeah. Do you think you could ever have a costume of that kind of thinner fabric one day?
Maybe the Ben Affleck costume.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Because they do it in the comics sometimes.
I know,
I
but
like the way it looks.
you're not getting the Michael Keaton Batman suit under his suit. You're going to have serious problems if you try that.
That's not a good entrance.
I'd be so hot.
Why are you sweating so much? None of your business.
A white shirt on over the Batman suit.
It looks so bulky. This is a bit more realistic.
Yeah, this is...
You could have that under there. You could have had that one.
It's quite sad how it's in the trunk and that.
It's also quite sad that it's not a suit.
Yeah.
It's just a stupid circus outfit.
Are people cheering there?
They were when he first came in.
Right.
There was someone was like, "Yeah, he's Batman." Fishy.
I'm starting to think you might be jealous of her. Even, right, this is weird because they both involve Val Kilmer, but does Tarantino's analysis of Top Gun not kind of apply to this film as well?
If more gay stuff.
Yeah, because well, hear me out. Right, hear me out. But is it like sort of there's sort of a subtext here of
him not being interested in women?
Yeah, of him not knowing what to do. He's got this sort of other life, blah 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 blah, and he's got the life in Wayne Manor where it's him, Uncle Al, and
he runs away
Robin.
from her and wants to chase after the guys and stuff.
Yeah, and he's running around for the lads, dressing up in that. And then you've got the other potential life of her if he confronts his demons. And then at the end of the film, he's meant to have to choose between the two. Like, so he's either got to save Robin and go with him, or save Chase and go with her. And then he sort of somehow like gets it all.
Right, I never thought about that. Yeah, I suppose that's legitimate.
I don't know. It needs a wee bit of work, but this always interested me.
But
and
I definitely through all the Batman films is definitely that thing of a beautiful woman wanted attention and him saying I'd like to, but I have to go and do this.
That was quite good. It shows you how far we've come. That like in '95, Batman running through some fire was amazing. It was a great use of skills.
Yeah.
I think that got a cheer in the audience when I saw it. I
don't remember that, but that would have been cool. I would have been standing up clapping.
Maybe it was just you.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, I was at the same screen. It was just you. I definitely remember some kind of audience response during this film, and I think it was to that.
Did you have like posters and stuff like that? I had about remember a poster.
I think I had a magazine poster, like when it was pulled from a magazine.
That's weird, isn't it? There's so many magazines and stuff like that around.
Pre-internet.
I think I also had the kind of comic version of it. Do you know the?
Oh, like the comic adaptation.
Yeah, and it was quite good.
This was great as well.
Yeah, that's a good moment. It's emotional.
I don't fully understand why he's hanging on to something like that. This is quite cool when he's just on the sort of bench and that.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another bit that's quite interesting for. It's quite funny how excited he is about doing it. For fans, and again, it shows the divide between then and now. Is the mention of Nightwing here was a massive deal back in the day. I mean, it was huge.
That was universe building back in '95. It wouldn't sound weird, but I think Val Kilmer has the best Batman physique.
Okay.
Because he's not overly muscular, obviously.
Yeah, it's almost as if
he's quite thin.
It's almost as if he's put no effort into this performance.
But he's not a complete weed, you know.
Who are you referring to?
Weed's maybe a bit of a strong word.
Name the Batman that you are calling a weed.
He looks alright there, top off, but he's not silly looking. Bit of hair in the chest. I know this is getting a bit detailed. Probably no one's listening by this point.
Is this a detailed breakdown?
It looks like, do you know those comic covers you see where he's fighting like Ra's al Ghul and stuff, and he's just got the mask on? Looks a bit like that.
Okay.
That's a good Batman physique, I think.
I'm troubled by the time spent describing his physique. And if you just turn left at his nipple, find another patch of hair.
But yeah, what were we saying there? Robin.
We're talking about the world building.
Oh yeah, Nightwing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love there to be a Nightwing film by the Lego director that it's supposed to be, but who knows? Was
Tom on the scene at this point?
I think so, yeah. What are you saying? You shouldn't have allowed this?
Not at all. I'm just saying. I'm assuming Tom would have totally loved this. He just wished it was him in the costume. This is all very like a flake advert from the 90s or something like that. It's all very romanticised.
Even now, like a perfume advert now. Matthew McConaughey. Any villains you'd like to see in the next Batman film now that we've in between scenes here? Not that I'm bothered by this scene.
I don't understand why you don't want to talk about this scene.
She's been pushy.
I honestly think she's one of the best things about this film. She's the only one that seems to really understand the tone.
She knows it's a joke, is that what I mean?
Yeah. Would she have been a get for this film? Was she established in any way?
I think she's a get.
Sorry, he means get as in a British version of get.
That's true. Well, actually,
a Scottish version of get.
I don't know. Actually, get and get are kind of similar.
Yeah.
When we say, I think they're all British.
But you don't mean she's a catch.
No. That was I was trying to make a joke. Yeah, she's a get. And then a get. I don't know. Yeah, I think she would have been quite a big star at the time.
Okay. Interesting.
But I don't think they would have to ever struggle to get someone in a Batman film, do you? Or around that time, anyway. Think of the money that.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. Was there any great? I mean, unless you were doing serious drama, that's ridiculous when he smells. It looks terrible.
Gift.
Pleased as punch.
Gift to death years later.
That's quite funny.
What?
The headline: Batman survives subway saboteur. Like.
And this doesn't make sense either, but I suppose you're just accepting at this point that things don't
at this point, if you're still watching, you've got to have accepted that things aren't going to add up. Like, why is the computer in that? But
that's where this kind of laziness comes in, isn't it? There's no need for these bits to be like this. Like you could have had something other than just a bat. And then, oh, we know he's Batman. There could have been something else a bit better than that.
Yeah,
and it
no, there
wouldn't
could be
have taken
better. There could have been better storytelling. What I'm gonna assume was meant to be here, old chum, is that footage. If he's always thinking about his parents and their death,
You see them or something.
yeah, you would maybe see something related to that, and that would allow them to make the connection. So that seems why that subplot was important, despite it being cut.
Even that's a bit tricky, isn't it? There's like that you would see something clearly like that from someone's head, like, you know, mum and dad walking around or something, or oh, you were looking at this, a bat.
Drawing the Batman costume.
This is all quite good, I think. Shutting the
Yeah.
cave down. I'm quitting.
Does it actually work though? Does he? How long is he not Batman for?
About 5 minutes. But quite sad and stuff when he's like, if you do this, you'll be alone like me and everything.
But he's not alone.
No, he's not.
He's got Chase Meridian.
Well, that's why he's shutting things down, isn't he?
And before that, I had Vicky Vale.
He wants to go, but he pushed them out. But now he's thinking, if I just stop doing this, I can have a normal life. Yeah.
What's normal?
Well, in his eyes.
Barbecue and baseball games. Quote from another Val Kilmer film. Heat.
So this is technically like a Halloween Batman then?
This is the fabled Halloween Batman
It's
that
the
we'd wanted.
definitive Halloween Batman.
Despite the fact
Never
that
be another.
Halloween has never played up in any way, shape, or form in this film, apart from one scene. I don't want to go on about it again, but if Tim Burton had got that out when he did a Halloween one,
Would have been unbelievable.
I quite like that, the sign on the Gotham cabinet, and that's a weird holdover from the Burton films, the old-fashioned cars. Like, everything else has been updated, but they've still kept the old-fashioned cars.
Yeah. Do you think there was any element of like preparing for a third Burton one and they just kept certain things in or involved, or
I don't know.
I wonder if there's some of the same people even.
I'm not sure. As far as I'm aware, Burton walked. Keaton tried to get more money, then walked.
And said he had creative differences, but it was money.
And I assume Schumacher would have brought in his own people. What do you think of the necks on the jumpers?
The nets.
The sort of neck on his
Oh,
jumper.
the kind of polo neck type.
Yeah, the
thing.
polo neck thing.
Roll neck or whatever you call it. I quite like those jumpers, for even though they're annoying or something. But I think, well, doesn't Michael Keaton wear jumpers?
He has one, but it's got a slightly baggier neck.
Right.
We're really getting into the weeds.
That's a bit tight, isn't it?
We're really getting into the weeds now.
You always got a roaring fire though. Always looks really cozy.
That thing must burn through wood. So I'm assuming this was probably meant to be the revelatory moment just before they break in, where he figure out whatever was wrong with him, and that would be the thing, her knocking that over. Oh, if this had been a proper Halloween Batman.
And I suppose this is like the idea of two villains breaking into Wayne Manor's quite a cool idea, but that it's not exactly what you'd hope for, is it? What they show you here.
No.
I mean, the idea of like Two-Face or something getting into the mansion could have been so cool.
Yeah. Again, it's quite...
There's nothing scary about it, really.
It's kind of weird, again, that relationship. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Quite Seinfeld.
So, sorry, remind me again what's supposed to be happening here. He's supposed to be realising that it's not his fault, or it's his fault.
I think he's realising it is his fault, but he's coming to terms with it and realising that I think he's meant to have blocked it out.
Right.
And she's like that. She's being pushy in this scene and saying, remember, Bruce.
That was like one of my first experiences of things on the cutting room floor and that, you know, like when, do you remember the Warner Brothers shop in Glasgow?
Yes, I do remember the Warner Brothers shop in Glasgow.
I remember one day looking up at the screens and they would be playing clips of things like this and seeing him like face to face with this giant bat.
Yeah.
Thinking, number one, that looks quite scary. Number two, that wasn't the film.
So I suppose...
And then finding out, so that obviously just didn't make it in.
Just for our younger listeners, like our American audience, there used to be a shop in Glasgow And I imagined at other destinations around the world that was called the Warner Brothers shop, and it was like the Disney shop in that it was all Warner Brothers material instead of the way Disney is Disney is all Disney material, but the work inside it was higher quality.
Mhm.
It was like art prints, and there was a really cool Michael Keaton cowl,
Yeah.
latex cowl available, and all this other really cool stuff. But they used to show on giant screens clips from the forthcoming films, and one of them was this clip of a gigantic bat in the Batman film, which led to rumours of Man-Bat and stuff like that. But it was actually something that ended up on the cutting room floor. Again, we didn't know that in the time.
Which is basically him facing his fears, sort of thing.
Yeah. How about this? Halloween Batman, Scarecrow and Man-Bat as the villains.
Yeah, and that'd be great.
Done.
I'd also like to see Clayface, even though that would be a hard one to do, but any explanation for that would be quite good. If
Do you think there's a
and Killer
problem? Hey, we're stacking it a little bit now.
No, it doesn't have to be all four. I'm talking about you see with different combos.
Do you think it's a problem for Batman when he has to fight supernatural villains? Is that why it's never in the film?
Yeah, but I think it is, but I think that would also be a new direction for it. I think I'd quite like to see the more, even Mr. Freeze done properly, like, but with those sort of, well, you wouldn't call them powers, but yeah, like the freeze gun instead of the Man-Bat, Clayface. Oh, I would like to
Not just a maniac, basically.
Yeah, why not just go with those more supernatural ones and see if you can make them work?
Is the problem? I mean, I don't
just use
know.
the animated series as a sort of
It's a guide.
yeah.
But what about? We had Steppenwolf in Justice League, and it was pathetic seeing Batman sort of jump around in that.
It was, but they're not so much like that. I don't think.
Okay.
You know, like
They're not powered enough.
Clayface, maybe that would be a bit of a push. I think you could sort of do. I think the Killer Croc that was in Suicide Squad could have been in a Batman film. You could at least start with him rounding him up. How about that? For the first 10 minutes.
No more roundups.
The end of the previous adventure that we never seen. Killer Croc.
That was quite sore when Alfred gets hit there.
Maybe they did it for real.
This is.
Fit into his contract. This is what you're gonna say. This is bad.
The costume of Jim Carrey and that, it's all getting a bit much.
Because he looks so much cooler in the suit, the green suit. That looked fine.
That hair's terrible.
Could blame Joel for this. That seems like an unnecessary, like, you know, when they sort of shoehorn phrases in.
Yeah, no, this is
say,
when
"Spank me."
we sort of reach peak Jim.
Yeah, when he's his catchphrases and anything you think you can maybe throw in a trailer or something.
The breaking point is when he does the baseball thing coming up in the cave and the music starts playing and stuff as well.
Never really clear what that staff is or how it's doing everything, but
why don't they just make him clearly an IT guy or something like that? Why has he got these sort of generic...
I suppose he's getting smarter, isn't he, with the box?
Yeah.
I'm forgetting that.
That's right, I forgot about the powers of the box. That's not a... I don't know.
That's something they should be doing.
Here's the infamous scene.
Just flip it and flip it and flip it until you get what you want. Not even best of 3.
Not even lying about being best of 3 and then going on.
Alright, first 2 or 3 then. I said first 2 or 3. See, if I was Schumacher, I would have said, right, that's quite good the way you're doing it. Do it another way and give me dealer's choice.
Yes, very much so. I think that's what has happened, to be honest. And I think that's probably why Tommy Lee was getting more and more annoyed on set.
What, that he's just said, do what you like?
Yeah, and he's had to sit there while he's doing what he likes.
That's what you're talking about.
I suppose for us, if you imagine, so what's Tommy Lee in this? Say he's 35. What, he's older?
Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah.
He's more like 50.
What? In
He's
this?
at least 45.
No way. I'm saying Tommy Lee's...
I can find out now if you want.
No, we'll work out. We can come back. That could
I would say he's 45.
Could be a guessing game for next week.
45.
I'm saying 37.
I would say Jim Carrey's probably only 30.
Right, well,
3.
imagine us being teamed up with...
Well, actually, I know Kilmer's 35.
Right.
I know that.
So Tommy Lee's probably, what, about 2 years older than him?
So he's got to be 45. He could even be 50.
I don't think he's 50.
I can't believe I'm same age as Val Kilmer is. Anyway, continue.
Well, I suppose it's what I guess I'm trying to say is imagine being slightly older, between 35 and 50, and being teamed up with some young comedian whose comedy you don't understand.
Yeah.
And especially it's like...
And it's over with, it's high energy.
Yeah, it's got to be hard work.
Yeah.
Especially...
I suppose you're just going to... But would you say to him, I don't like you? I don't know if I'd have the guts. I think I would just stay in my trailer.
Well, maybe he's just like a straight talker.
Yeah. What are they doing?
I don't know.
It gets worse, doesn't it, as they go on?
Yeah, it does.
At some point they both just start laughing all the time.
It's funny because I've watched this thing and I've never seen a sort of homoerotic subtext before, like really ever at all. But I'm really noticing it this time for some reason. I don't know if it's just I'm being more, low level analytical about it. But
this is a bit like the bit in Batman Begins.
Yep.
Yeah, more from the idea that this movie has so many stories you can tell.
I mean, that's definitely a problem, but it's a problem for all superheroes.
Someone's passing around the weaponized hallucinogens. Probably less irritating this one.
Bed looks maybe comfier here.
Yep. Halford's done well.
It's that sort of off-white duvet. It's quite nice. What is that? Is that
it's
eggshell?
Not as quite as unforgiving as the white. Pure white. Oh, we're going to get the costume changed soon. I forgot about that. I think that's another good part of this, actually.
Yeah, that was great when younger.
This set is really weird, isn't it? I mean, you know what we were saying earlier about there's nothing really there.
Yeah.
There's only a couch there. And then there's these weird big green... It's just odd.
Do you think that jacket's been requested by Jim Carrey and stuff like that? I wouldn't.
Yeah, probably. The line, I think, could be him as well.
I don't know if it's meant to be a bit like, you know, in Mask of Phantasm, Joker lives in that sort of World of Tomorrow place and it's like an old abandoned...
Yeah. What, is this just an old big factory or something?
I don't know. It looks like it's built from scratch.
Industrial, like metal sort of weird look to it, but it's never really clear where it is or what it's supposed to be.
It looks like a children's play park.
So is it sort of like on an island as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Here's the great solving of the riddle scene.
Which doesn't really add up to anything, does it? That's a bit rubbish. That's just his name.
Yeah, Mr. E.
It could have been something else.
I don't know if the Riddler could ever really work in a movie properly.
No, I know people going about the serial killer thing, but that would really annoy me, to be honest. That sounds really, really dull. Does Alfred have to be here to solve the riddles as well?
Well, he's got to do something.
And he's been a bit cocky as well, hasn't he? He says something like that's why they call him the Riddler.
I think
it's quite good these days, I suppose. Actually, so it's quite fun.
I don't.
Yeah, have a midnight feast.
I don't know if that having the Riddler in a film. I don't know if he has to be a serial killer or something like that. He could be something.
Yeah.
It could be something other than just a prankster.
Yeah.
Because as a prankster, he's just a low level joker.
Yeah. But is he just a low level joker? Is that the problem?
Maybe.
It'd be nice if they maybe had like a Chinese or something there where they were working it out.
That would be good. Similar to A Few Good Men when they order the...
He's throwing maybe a baseball against the wall or something.
Basically trying to recreate A Few Good Men in Batman.
Right, what do you think of this? I like it.
Right, I don't love it now, but at the time, it was amazing. I mean, it was totally amazing.
Why was it amazing then? Why don't you like it now?
Well, the idea of not only having a secret identity and being Batman, but for someone to think they've destroyed all your stuff and for you to have yet another super cool, better than the original suit. That's just awesome.
So they stole your bike and you've got
and also it's a prototype, so that means it's a bit risque wearing it and stuff like that. That's quite cool.
And what did you think of the way it looked?
It's at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really noticed a huge difference in it at the time. I see it now, obviously, but I don't know if I noticed it was massively different.
Right, okay, so what's the problem with it now? for
I
the
just-
35-year-old eyes.
It's just a bit ostentatious. It's like any sort of costume upgrade, really, that you don't.
What, you mean the way it looks, or just having to do it in the first place? Or
No.
the basic idea is still okay, that they destroy it all. and
Yeah, a prototype of something. In a way, I think it'd be done more interestingly if it wasn't a prototype. It was the prototype,
Right,
so it was the
okay.
suit he had before his finalised suit.
Right,
So it's
okay.
more.
everything. 'Cause I don't
There's
think
more
the suit
jeopardy than a
itself
supercharged
is
suit.
that over the top?
No, it's like a little detailing that I just don't
Yeah.
like. But the
Well,
Robin suit's interesting.
I
here.
like it.
It looks quite good.
Yeah.
Again, a little bit weird that Uncle Alfred's meant to have made it.
I'm sure, there's something, I think it's Grant Morrison, that book, where he says that Alfred speaks for a nation of perverts when he says, "I took the liberty, sir." Or something like that.
Well, that's exactly what I'm thinking there. I thought, why does Alfred get a kick out of making these? And the other thing is, does that mean we're led to believe that he made the bat suit as well?
Yeah, I know, that is a bit stupid.
And it's not like he's working with cloth; he's working with
Yeah.
latex,
What about the Batwing there? I think this looks quite good.
and it's molded latex. So how's he been getting those molds?
Batwing, I like it.
Batwing, thumbs up, all good. Not as good as
The button.
Batwing.
Would you ever have any of these in statue form in your house? I'd
That's
maybe
a bit of
consider
a
the
hard
Forever
question.
Batmobile.
I'm not having the forever Batmobile.
Would you have the Batwing forever hung up like that? And you put it up to it and say "by ear"?
No, because I feel like if that fell on your head, it would really hurt. Could really crack your head open. You'll split your wig with that.
Any thoughts on this?
Flamboyant. The battleships thing again works totally for this film, but is it what you want? I don't know. I feel like I'm being quite negative about this film, but I do actually enjoy watching it.
So but I definitely think watching it like with someone, I think I've realised it does get considerably worse as it goes on.
Yeah.
I was really enjoying it at the start, and I think that there maybe just there comes a point where it starts to take a dip. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
after that party thing, the kind of party crashing bit or something. Something's happened where somewhere along the line it's just gotten
I
too
feel like the
silly.
story's got lost a little
Yeah.
bit, and yeah, it's too much.
Possibly even when they break into the house or something.
It's like eating a really sweet cake or something.
Yeah, you
that
can just only take it for so long.
Yeah, and also when we usually watch it, we're talking in that here, but we're usually not talking about it. It's usually on
Yeah.
in the background or something like that. And
Starting to really notice the flaws here.
I think let's point that out. What I thought was going to be a fun romp into our past is turned into a bit of a nightmare, much like Bruce Wayne's experiencing himself.
It is definitely still a very easy watch. So it's-
Round screens again.
yeah, something that's really good just to go to sleep to or something, or have in the background.
Yeah. But again, we're talking about this getting boring as it going on. I thought this was great in the cinema. This finale.
Do you think it's quite like well paced generally? Do you think it's like the right length and everything?
Well, they've not asked me to stay too long, which is good, but I'd
Can't
struggled.
be much more than a couple of hours.
They've kept it moving. I'm not going to say it's well paced because that would suggest you spent like time thinking about like dropping narrative and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and I don't think they have.
I think one of the problems maybe as this goes on that you just get sick of the Riddler. Maybe like I'm getting just bored of Jim Carrey now.
Yeah,
I've had enough.
I don't know.
Or just sick of the two of them.
That doesn't seem like that would work.
Yeah, this looks hard and uncomfortable and not practical.
I wouldn't like to swim in that bat
I
suit.
feel like I can hardly breathe looking at this. Not convinced they'll live.
No. More blood on Batman's hands. This time it's drowning, a mass drowning.
That looks like a trailer moment to me as well.
You know, I'd quite like to see this on the big screen again,
Yeah.
because there's things in this that I think would look great on a big screen and maybe just don't look as good on a small screen.
Such as.
Just like that bit there we just saw with the face and that. Moments made for the big screen. There's your holy rusted metal moment, isn't it?
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
Fine. No problem.
Nice little homage again,
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing that we had to deal with back then. For Kevin Feige made sure everything connects to everything for all eternity. Do you think Kevin Feige ever gets sick of superhero stuff and that?
I think he must.
Is there a possibility that he doesn't even like superheroes? Do we know?
I know nothing about him actually, but yeah. I mean, I don't know how he can be bothered, frankly. Saying like, oh, let's start working on this one and make sure it links to that one.
Yeah, Monday morning in the writer's room.
On and on and on. But we're agreed anyway, the next film begins with him bringing in Croc. And then we move on to Clayface.
I don't think I agreed to that. I think what I agreed to was a Halloween Batman film that may or may not have a doubling of Scarecrow and Man-Bat.
I quite like Robin, to be honest. I think I quite like Robin. Even recently rewatching the Batman animated series, I like the episodes with Robin in them. I like him having someone to chat to.
Is that why he's got Alfred for that?
Yeah, I suppose.
So you prefer the Robin chats to the Alfred chats?
I think I maybe do actually. Or they're as good as. There's no reason we can't have both chats. The more chats, the better.
I worry we're getting chat heavy. See, I quite like in the Arkham games and stuff like that just having Alfred on the old blower.
Right, okay.
Maybe operating the Batwing from afar. Something
So
like
when
that.
all is said and done, are you a Michael Caine man or are you a Michael Goff man? Which Michael are you?
It's not even in the battle for Michael supremacy. I am clearly a Michael Goff man.
Goff. I would have said Caine actually, of recent time I might have said, because I did think when I first seen him that it was quite good that they'd made him more of a character and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a bit annoying, isn't he?
Yeah. Right. No, he's definitely a far better character, and he does chip in with some good stuff. But I can't see it.
I think I'd prefer Goff as a butler if I was to have either one of them, just because he keeps his gob shut.
I
when spoken to, sort of old school.
I thoroughly agree. I would hate to be subjected to Michael Caine's Alfred's military stories.
Or lecturing about what I'm doing and all that. We should be doing this and everything. Well, Goff does a little bit of that actually. I don't want to bury their sons and all that.
I know, but he's more just trying to get Bruce Wayne a girlfriend.
Yeah. He never says anything about getting his own girlfriend.
I quite like this costume for all my criticisms of costumes and hair.
Yeah, I like this as well. It's insane, but that hair that would have been a better haircut, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't know. What is that? It's like a sort of version of Ace Ventura hair.
I feel like I used to have similar hair to that at one point. It was the early 2000s. Crazy hazy days. That's a really weird shot. It makes him look really small and feeble. That's quite a nice shot. I suppose, I don't know if I can say this, but I was going to say it's a film of good moments and bad moments, but I don't know if it really is.
What do you mean? Like you're saying there's no good moments?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I can't say it's a film of extremes, if you know what I mean. What I was almost
extreme good moments.
Yeah, I'd say there's extremely bad moments, but I don't think there's any extremely good moments. It's really funny because I didn't expect to be so negative about it coming in. Like I say, I thought I was going to be saying this is great. But now, in hindsight, it's quite interesting because when we come on to Batman and Robin, I wonder, how our opinions might change on that.
But it did do well. It made money.
Made loads of money.
I don't know how it got reviewed actually. I think it might have been. I don't know. I think it was maybe average at best.
Well, we're talking about a different period, aren't we? We're not talking about today's.
I suppose they might have. Yeah, they might not have the same expectation anyway.
We're not talking about the era of today where film critics are paid. I don't know what they're paid in popcorn or something to give every film ever. It's a superhero film 5 stars or 4 stars at the least. Sorry, just a wee bit of a rant there. But I think superhero films, especially back in this day, would have been getting 2-3 stars max. I mean, I bet you the Burton ones came out with 2 or 3.
But I mean, it's definitely not anywhere near as good as the Burton one, is it? Really? I mean, it's only good as a sort of fun alternative to it.
It's a children's film.
Yeah. I definitely think it seems even like cheaper or something than the first.
It's nasty. That is the truth about it. It's like a nasty little production in
like
that.
Sort of, like something like a trick, like a joke shop or something. Like a kind of Blackpool. Basically, it's got a Blackpool.
It's like the theme park in Lost Boys.
Yeah.
Only it doesn't.
It's
look
like what you
good.
say, like a cheap and nasty theme park.
Everything just seems like
here make you sick.
everything seems knockoff and run down and but not like run down as in lived in. Just like it just seems like not high quality. It's the store cola of Coca-Cola, like Tim Burton's Coca-Cola. But to be fair, it did exactly what the execs wanted it to. Made lots of money. Introduced a new sexy, younger Batman. And had him in a happier place by the end of the film.
Although he was only about 3 years younger than Michael Keaton. And that's the truth.
Oh my god.
So I know he seems maybe a lot younger.
Alright, a younger looking Batman.
Even if you did, I think if you compared them, I think that's...
Right, well, let's put it this way. No one's done a close-up of Michael Keaton's buttocks in the Batsuit, right?
Right, okay, more attractive then, conventionally.
Right, okay, yeah. More conventionally attractive.
According to women, I wouldn't know.
This is quite an interesting bit of the old...
Head.
This disturbed me no end.
I never really knew what was happening.
I didn't know if it was just a trick of the light when I was younger.
I thought it was this that had done it to him, but what didn't make sense is the fact that you then cut to Arkham and he's totally fine again.
Yeah.
I'm
glad he was
fine, yeah. But we could have just missed this bit.
But
you
what
didn't
is
have to look like that?
What's
hideous?
Once
Thank God I
again,
finished my food.
Once again, there's issues with what exactly this machine is and what it's doing.
Yeah.
So is it meant to have sucked all the liquid out of his body or something?
I thought it was like an overload. I thought everything had gone into him there, and overloaded his sort of...
I thought it was all coming out. I thought it was all coming out and it split his wig.
No, I thought it was split his wig going in. But
I don't know. It just seems odd that he's all wrinkly, because it would have been, I don't know, is this too ridiculous? That if he'd been getting all that stuff going into his head before,
right.
Maybe his head should have been getting bigger. And then when it all comes out all of a sudden, then he's got this big wriggly head.
So you said over the course of the film you see his head slowly getting bigger.
Well, you're laughing. That's what they did in Green Lantern.
But realistically, almost just like a bit bigger. So you'd be like, is his head getting bigger? You wouldn't know. And then
by the end, it would be massive.
Yeah, but then even the 3/4 where you're like, I think it's definitely getting bigger. You're still not 100% sure, and then you really notice about his head's definitely getting bigger. The bits where you're not sure.
By the third quarter of the film, what I'd like is you to see his head. Yes, it's bigger, and the hair's getting patchy, and he looks a bit John Merricky.
Yeah, maybe that would be alright. I always forget about this.
You could have had a great scene where Two-Face says, "You're not looking so good," and that's funny coming from Two-Face.
Yeah, he kills him there. He told Christopher not to kill him. And he does it.
I don't know.
Well, I suppose you could say, well, I threw the coins up, I didn't kill him.
Yeah, he didn't know
it was
that
his
was going
choice to try and grab him. Here we go. Here's the head question. I think it's also his hands that puts me off as well.
Let's have a proper look at him.
It's the hands.
Oh, it looks like me after a night out these days. It is weird, isn't it?
It's not as extreme as I remember it to be, though. Actually, when I see it there, I'm thinking of it being like huge.
But the whole face is all. I mean,
yeah,
his head is definitely. What has happened?
They can only do that if he still looks like that later on.
That's probably one of the most horrific images in Batman films.
Well, I quite liked it here that when I was younger, I liked the fact that he said, "I'm Batman." I was falling for the execs what they wanted here. As a child, I liked hearing him say, "I want to be Batman."
Yep.
I liked it. I thought, good, that's resolved. He wants to be Batman now and always will be.
But I think
Let us never question that again.
I think the larger message you meant to take away from it is meant to be, I'm Batman and I'm happy.
Yeah. I'm smiling about it. Arkham looks alright.
Yeah, Arkham looks good.
By the way, was there
It was-
another Tim Burton rumour here? Was there any rumour that was Tim Burton?
Yes. I believe his name is Dr. Burton.
Right, okay. Right, that's how I'm getting next up.
But yes, once again, in 1995, pre-internet, blah, 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 we also believed that this man was Tim Burton. Interestingly enough,
I'm
Tim
surprised at
Burton, you couldn't have paid him enough money to be on this set. So the idea there would be a tribute to him in it is, interesting.
I wonder if he said, "Oh, you didn't need to do that," in terms of the tribute after it. And he said, "Oh, it's fine."
Maybe they told him when they were doing it, and he said, "Oh, don't do that." And Joe Schumacher was like, "No, it's fine." He's like, "No, seriously, don't do that." And then Michael Keaton put his hand up and said, "Is there any tributes to me in it?" And they said, "No." Sit down, Michael.
I was also quite relieved. That seems funny now that I was quite relieved that the Riddler couldn't remember.
Yes. I see he's got a bandage around
I
his
thought
head.
would cause problems.
Is that repairing the face?
Yeah. I thought that
In
was...
fact, you don't really see his face. Is he definitely healed? Yeah, he is.
Maybe that's just laziness on their part. Maybe he isn't supposed to be healed and they just couldn't be bothered applying the makeup again.
Mm. Or maybe it's post, because he's in a black room again where you can't see anything. That looks quite cool. That looks great, in fact.
Take it, but good. What's being said here? Is it just sort of, well, I might phone you again?
Usual stuff. Alfred's happy. He thinks it's all going to end well. He'll be up at the peephole tonight. And it's just business as usual.
So he's like, yeah, you just get in the car with Alfred. I'll get you back there later.
I've got a job to do. I've got to go out with my other partner.
What's that in the background?
That's really weird. I was about to say that. What is that? Is it loads of bullet holes?
Yeah, it looks
And,
just like a random backdrop or something.
Interesting. So she approves of his other life as well. This is what it's meant to be. This is maybe the forming of the bat. Yeah.
Sanctioned.
Yeah, he's pleased as punch. Look at him.
By like a sham marriage almost.
And this was great.
Yeah. Some people complain about the wobbling ears.
Well, yeah, now I see them. That's terrible. But
It's like Clooney's head. Predictor. What was it?
I love Clooney's head.
But then more importantly, we kick into a brilliant U2 song.
Right, okay. So, yeah.
Best superhero song ever. Soundtrack song.
Best soundtrack song, certainly, but that's not exactly a good stiff competition. What else have you got there? Hero, or whatever it was called from Spider-Man with Chad Kroger?
Val Kilmer gets top. Did he get that at the beginning though?
I don't know. I do not know. So yeah, that's Batman Forever done. Not what I was expecting.
No.
It didn't go the
Not
way I
very
expected it to go. I mean, this is a film that recently we've really championed.
Yeah. No, it's got problems.
But it's quite interesting watching it in that way and
I know.
having a totally different reaction. Because so far we've watched Batman and Batman Returns and they've pretty much played out exactly how I thought they were going to play out. And let's not make a mistake here.
Let's not make no mistakes.
Let's not make no mistakes. We watched this a lot too.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, you definitely notice the more that's wrong with it. But
is it maybe I felt like we were maybe struggling to say more in this? Is it maybe because it lacks substance?
Yeah, I think after a certain point, you're just going like, oh, it's bright again.
Yeah,
it's garish. Everyone's over the top. There isn't much else to say about it.
See, again, I felt like I got the most out of Returns and being able to talk about it because I felt like there was more going on beneath the hood.
And I feel I got more out of 89. That's my favourite.
It's not a competition. It's not a competition. Just saying, maybe one of them has a thematic subtext to it. The other two we've watched so far did not. Okay then. So
I don't think I'm pretty sure that I think Batman Robin isn't good, and I'm sure I'll still think that. I think this is still better, but we'll see.
That's quite interesting because I'm not revealing how I feel about Batman and Robin. I'm sure my
Ric Flair.
my stance on the Val Kilmer Clooney battle and possibly Bale I may throw in there as well. for the bottom rung. That's will have annoyed some of our American listeners, but we definitely have. Maybe
younger listeners.
Maybe it's maybe some of our
Americans.
some of our younger listeners. Maybe it's like in Goonies, and like somebody plays this to prisoners somewhere, like they sort of torture them. So so that was Batman Forever. Next week, I guess we'll be looking at, or maybe not next week.
Yeah, next few weeks.
How long did it take us to do this? 4 months?
Yeah.
We'll try and improve on that, I think. Let's try that.
Over the next month.
Let's try and do 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks to do Batman and Robin. Because what we really want to do is get the Batman franchise finished now.
Finish with Batman and Robin, just leave it there.
Yeah, I think we made a mistake by promising to do Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
And it's maybe put us off doing these. What I would like to do...
anyone would have held us to promise. Come on, you promised. Where is it?
I forgot you promised, man. I've been waiting for months. I don't know. Maybe somebody is listening somewhere.
Yeah, I listen to these things. These kind of things. Not by accident, nobody is, but...
maybe someone is like trapped somewhere. They've knocked their phone over. This has accidentally came on. And they're reaching, but they can't get switched off, and it's just playing out.
I feel like, having watched that, I feel like I could have turned up to debate on this film and then got on the stage and thought, I can't defend this film.
Just be incredibly embarrassed. Yeah,
I think
agree.
I would have definitely turned up, this is a brilliant film, and then I would have got there going, there's nothing I can say that's that good.
It was definitely a bit of a shocker.
Yeah.
Right, what else could we possibly do in the future?
After the Batman franchise? Labyrinth, Turtles, all the same boring old things everyone else does.
Well, you know one that I'm dying to do is Masters.
Got a clue there?
No. It's Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, I do that.
Because I don't know, we may have another Batman Forever in our hands where we sit down and change our minds. But it's certainly another film.
I'll probably never watch Batman Forever again after that.
I am quite devastated by how bad it was. Maybe we should watch the Nolan ones again under this sort of condition. Yeah. Maybe we'll have more to say about them and really appreciate them for once. Yeah. I'm worried that someone's going to come in at one point and with a comment or something and just tell us to grow up on account of the Nolan ones being clearly better, which everybody knows they are.
It's the costume and it's the daylight and other problems.
And also...
But they are good in a lot of ways as well. I don't
know if you've noticed, but there's been a bit of a change in the weather, Graeme. We're exiting the summer months.
Mm-hmm.
We're entering into autumn.
Mm-hmm.
And autumn is traditionally associated with what particular holiday?
Halloween.
Maybe we should do something Halloween based.
Yeah.
Not Halloween.
Hocus Pocus.
Maybe Hocus Pocus. Can we not end up doing loads of films that were made under the Clinton admin?
What other Halloween films are there? I don't think there are that.
Well, we could do Trick or Treat or something actually good. But maybe we don't have that much to say about it.
Can you count Nightmare Before Christmas as a Halloween film as well?
Yes, you can. It doubles up.
What do you think it leans stronger towards though?
Christmas.
Because it's got that in the title, obviously.
Yeah, because it's
a stupid question.
What would you say about that?
That it's not very good. I'd probably say that. What do you want to just briefly say what I think about now?
Yeah, we're not doing Nightmare.
I would say that
we're going to do Nightmare Before Christmas, so you may as well.
I would say that it's something that's better in your mind than when you actually watch it, and that the songs are quite dull.
Oh, that's quite interesting because I actually quite like the songs.
Do you?
I think they're quite good. You've quite offended me there.
I think Nightmare Before Christmas is really good, and then I'll sit there and watch it and go, I'm really quite bored here.
My overriding memory of watching Nightmare Before Christmas is really enjoying it in the cinema, apart from my dad snoring because he was next to me and he was fast asleep during it.
I was going to call it a Tim Burton film for you.
He also pulled a similar trick when we went to see Toys starring Robin Williams.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
It's really good. It predicted... It predicted drones and the idea of computer games being used as technological warfare.
Yeah.
Very ahead of its time. Also has LL Cool J's in it, I think, as well. He plays someone in it. Yeah, we should do toys. Is there anything else you think you'd be dying to do?
No, I'd have to have a good look. It'd be good to do something that like isn't I don't know. It's not so predictable. I suppose these have all been predictable, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed it. But
okay, well, we'll have a look through the old VHS collection.
Like not Back to the Future or something like that.
Avengers.
Phantasm? No, that's more Batman.
No. I can't do any more Batman. I'm really struggling. Okay, thank you very much for listening.
Quest for Peace.
Thank you very much for listening. Okay, well, I'll discuss that later. But thank you everyone for listening. And yeah, we'll see you for Batman and Robin within a month or two.
Bye.
Bye-bye.